Right now, my present life is gone. My former life.
What do you mean by that?
I'm here, basically, and so meaning that when I say that, it's basically I'm aware of the road ahead of me.
Look, buddy, you told the deputy that you came down with it. We don't know your story. That's what we're here to hear. Okay. We want your story. That's all.
This is Eriese Tisdale, a Floridan resident charged with the first-degree murder of Police Sergeant Gary Morales. He is accused of shooting Sergeant Morales 3 times during an attempted traffic stop. However, Eriese claimed that Sergeant Morales approached him with a gun in his hand and shot him in self-defense. Faced with the dilemma of whether it was self-defense, the interrogator's job now is to fully understand Eriese's story and compare it with evidence to determine if it was really self-defense.
My story is, I don't have a license, and basically, I have a baby on the way. My girlfriend is pregnant, and I just went to the store just to get her something. The officer came and almost cut me off with the lights, kind of ran me and tried to stop me or whatever, and I just didn't stop. And then by the time I did stop, he was like, "Get out of the car," and I was like, "For what?" And then other things happened. I'll just leave it at that. But
he was in his car. Or he was out of his car.
He got out of the car. First, he kind of pulled me over. He kind of forced me to pull over, and then he got out of the car and was like, "Get out of the car." You know what I mean? He was like, "You didn't see the lights. Get out of the car." And I did get out of the car. I left, and then.
The first detail in Eriese's story is that Sergeant Morales walked out of his car to confront him.
Because you're afraid about your license.
I was afraid about a lot of things, but
that's what I want to hear. That's what we want to hear. What was you thinking? You know why he was stopping you?
That's maybe because he was dreads, black guy in the neighborhood. Maybe he didn't have any kind of nothing he can look for. Maybe he didn't have nowhere to be. Maybe he thought I was suspicious. I don't know. But I seen lights.
Did you feel like he was harassing you? Is that what you're saying?
Basically.
Okay, I got you.
Basically, that was the whole thing. It was. I was doing nothing. I came from the store. I was driving.
What road were you on when he got behind you?
Canna.
Canna. Okay. You headed towards US 1, or headed the other way?
Headed towards US 1.
Headed towards US 1. Okay. What store did you go to?
I was just going around towards by the 7-Eleven. Went in and then when I turned around, he was coming, and it was he was by the church over there on Canner, and he made a U-turn. And
you weren't drinking or nothing. You hadn't been doing nothing wrong, right? Is that no drinking, no drugs? You weren't driving erratic, right? So tell me what do you think he pulled you over for? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
In the event that it was not self-defense, by figuring out why Eriese was pulled over, the interrogators are able to find out the motive for killing Sergeant Morales. For example, if Eriese was on drugs, the motive for the murder may be to avoid arrest and be sent to jail.
No idea.
Were you wearing your seatbelt?
Yeah.
The tags on the car all good, up to date?
He didn't even get a chance to see my tag.
No?
By the time I turned in, he was coming this way, and he made a U-turn.
So you think you just kind of saw
I don't know, maybe I was just driving a little too, maybe I wasn't, maybe I was just,
right.
I had a window open, I was just driving and he, whoop!
Tint on the windows, loud music, nothing.
That's probably the thing, no tint, the window was down. Hey, black guy riding around, old school, Corolla, you know what I mean? Hey, let me just check him. Let me just see what's going on here. And, like I said, I don't want to incriminate myself for anything because...
we understand.
It's basically, that's what happened, you know what I mean? I didn't do anything wrong. Well, basically, I didn't approach him. He approached me for a random reason that didn't have anything to do with traffic violation. It didn't have anything to do with driving the wrong way. It didn't have anything to do with, me doing something outside of what I'm supposed to be doing on the road.
Right.
That's all that happened.
And all he said to you when you got out of the car, did you see the lights?
He put the lights, get out of the car.
Like on a speaker thing?
No, he got out of the car, was like, get out of the car. Like, he pulled me over and was like, you know, he's like, get out of the car. And you know, I don't have a good, somebody forcing me to get out of my current place is not something that works well with me, you know what I mean? First, you know.
Eriese hints that the aggressive behavior of Sergeant Morales and the lack of reason for pulling him over caused him to be scared and subsequently do what he did. He also revealed another detail that Sergeant Morales did not have probable cause to pull him over.
And that's, I'm just leave it at that. So I wasn't doing anything criminally wrong. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't doing anything criminally wrong. I wasn't doing anything traffic violation besides, you know, like I said, I'm working on getting my license. I'm getting a DUI, taking a DUI class, or not DUI, but like the traffic class to get my license and everything situated. But I'm working on it. I've been paying tickets, and you know, I just went to court last week. The judge was like, okay, when you bring that paperwork in, you know, you're fine. So I mean, I'm not really supposed to be driving.
But it's only a misdemeanor.
Yeah, a misdemeanor. Right?
And no, I mean, you had no drugs in the car. You didn't have anything to be worried about. The worst thing he could have done is give you a ticket for a misdemeanor driving on a suspended license, or I guess you could take you for that.
Or the worst thing he could have did was
arrest you for that.
Or said, what the hell are you doing? Get out of the car and shot me down, or anything. Or
tell me, that's an interesting comment you make. Tell me why you think like that.
We know that Eriese's driver's license has been suspended for misdemeanors, suggesting that Eriese has a history of traffic violations. It is highly likely that Sergeant Morales has pulled Eriese over for a traffic violation, which contradicts the no probable cause claim in his story. The interrogators have also established that there is a low likelihood for Eriese to kill Sergeant Morales to avoid arrest, as the most he could get is a ticket. However, Eriese now mentions that he was afraid that Sergeant Morales might shoot him and he acted in retaliation. If Sergeant Morales had held a gun in his hand as he approached Eriese, then the killing can be classified under self-defense. However, if Sergeant Morales did not hold a gun in his hand and Eriese shot him out of fear, it would not be considered self-defense.
Because you know, it's not alright, I'm gonna say it like this, and like I said, I know you're probably recording. Are you guys recording?
Yeah, of course.
I have respect for law enforcement. I have respect for, you know, authority, but it's just, danger is danger. If you feel that you're in danger, you're in danger, period. And I'll leave it at that.
Now, I didn't see him. I was not even nowhere near him. I didn't see you till I walked in here. That's the first time I ever saw you. I was 30 miles away when all this went down this morning. How was he dressed?
Like an officer.
He was in his uniform? He wasn't in, like, raid gear like Cass would wear or anything like that?
No, I seen a gun. That's what I seen.
Okay, was it in his hand or in his holster?
I just seen a gun, man. I'm gonna leave it at that.
When he walked up to you, you mean?
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
That's, you know what I mean? Like I said, certain things I will answer, certain things I won't.
Okay, we respect that.
You know, but,
all you gotta do...
Tell me what am I charged? What am I charged for?
All you gotta do is tell us whenever you don't want to talk. I want to make sure you're clear about that. We're just trying... You told the deputy you want to tell your story. We want to give you that opportunity.
That's all. The only thing to my story is I'm here and I wasn't doing anything criminally wrong.
I mean, I'm looking at you. You're sober. You don't... I don't think you've been drinking or on any kind of drugs, right? You don't have... you have mental issues? You don't have any mental health, right?
No mental
I mean, you're smart. You go to high school?
No, graduated in 25.
Well, I know, I'm not saying now, but did you go?
Yeah, graduated high school.
Where'd you go to high school?
At William T. Dwyer. I went to Jupiter also.
A Dwyer grad. Now, what are you doing up? How long you been up here?
For some years. But that's just my career. That's a long story. But
all right, Dwyer. Did you go to college too?
Am I charged with anything, or? Obviously, I'm charged with.
Obviously, you're under arrest.
Under arrest.
We haven't exactly worked out what the charges are yet, but obviously you're under arrest.
Okay. How does that work for, like, how long will I be in here, or where will I be going?
I can't tell you how long you're going to be in here.
Is it like a,
then you'll be going to the sentencing county jail.
Right. I'll be booked in as some kind of charge against me.
Why would you say murder?
Not murder, or a shooting, or whatever.
Fleeing and eluding.
Fleeing and eluding, whatever you attempted whatever. You didn't even tell me what I'm being detained for. It could be for driving, it could be for fleeing and looting, it could be for anything. So obviously you're trying to put something on me, so if that was the case, then you should ask why I did what I did, you would ask, what I did, why I did what I did, or whatever, I don't know what you detectives like to ask, because you haven't even told me what I'm charged with.
And we haven't asked you that. Why did you do what you did?
Because I was in fear of my life, and I wanted to be able to breathe another day, or just be able to not be put in a position of be at the disposal of another human being, for something I had no, I don't know, the way he approached me, man, was so abrasive, it was or so aggressive, with all his armor, body armor on.
Why didn't you keep driving after the first stop? So you stopped the first time, and then you take off, and that's fleeing and looting, big deal, okay? You take off. Why did you stop that second time? Why didn't you just keep going?
He made me stop. He forced me to stop. He rammed my car.
Oh, okay. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, he rammed my car.
He hit your car?
Yeah, he ran me off of the road while I'm just trying to.
Gotcha.
So,
that's why we're here. We're just trying to understand.
I know you. It's not like you're trying to help me, obviously.
No.
But you're just trying, obviously. But you're trying to get.
We're trying to get the facts. We're trying to get the facts. You said several times that we're trying to put stuff on you. That's not the case.
Okay.
We're trying to gather the facts so we can put the puzzle together.
Okay.
All the pieces are there. We just got to put it together. But what you got to remember that is at some point in time in the future, you're going to want to tell your story. Mm-hmm. And if your story doesn't match up with what the evidence out there shows, then that's not good. So this is the best time for you to tell your story is when it's right here fresh in your mind. Because in 6 months or a year or 18 months, you're going to be like,
That's all I have to say is just...
It was not known whether the interrogators have gotten pictorial evidence of the crime scene during this interrogation. However, further investigations showed that there were no signs that Sergeant Morales has rammed his car. Bullet holes were also found throughout Sergeant Morales's car, indicating that he was shot while he was inside the car. This means that Sergeant Morales did not exit his car at all. There are far too many inconsistencies in Eriese's story, invalidating his self-defense claim.
I was in fear of my life. Period, man.
All right. Can we talk about you? If we don't talk about that for a minute, can we talk about you? Where you living? Who you living with? Your girlfriend?
I don't have nothing else to talk about that. It is, until y'all can tell me what's going on, outside of this room. I don't know.
Well, and we're investigating. Truthfully, we don't know exactly what all's going on yet. What do you want to know? If we can tell you, we'll tell. When you take me to the county jail, what am I going to be booked, or what charges am I facing? All right, let me. What do you think? What do you think we're going to arrest you for?
I don't know.
Just take a guess. Take a guess.
I would like for you to tell me that, please, if you don't mind.
Okay. Did you discharge a firearm today?
Can you
Well, I'm trying to give you a clue.
I don't have a law book, so I don't know.
Okay.
What statute?
Let's start at the bottom. Driving with no license. Mm-hmm. Which is where the whole thing started. Fleeing to elude a law enforcement officer. That was the second step in the process. Okay. For sure. Okay. And what do you think after that?
I would like for you to tell me.
Okay. Shooting at a police officer. Let's quit playing games. Shooting at a police officer. You're going to be arrested for that.
That's the charge that I'm going to
Yeah, you're going to be arrested for shooting at a police officer.
In the end, Eriese Tisdale was found guilty of first-degree murder and was given the death sentence, which was later reversed to a life sentence. If you are interested in more videos of interrogations, do subscribe to my channel and check out my other works. Thank you.